Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium. It's a cool, cloudy day out there, but baseball will take place today as Connor Riley steps on the rubber for USC Aiken as they'll take on the Wingate Bulldogs.
And we will, if nothing else, get this game started. Hopefully the weather stays as calm as it is now. Nothing out of the ordinary. No torrential downpours or anything like that to suspend play.
Yeah, some spotty showers have been all around the CSRA, but right now it's clear. I'm Marcus Johnson, and along with Jordan Phillips, thank you for joining us at Roberto Hernandez Stadium, where Roberto Hernandez himself is in the house, as the USC Aiken honored a few former baseball alumni out before the game.
Yeah, it's a big event here. We've got all the alumni out. Well, not all the alumni, but a lot of the alumni out. A few of them out here. Come to take in a nice little bit of action here on this cool, cloudy night. Hopefully they'll be treated to a full game and a win.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Ty Andrews will lead things off for the Wingate Bulldogs, the center fielder today, facing off against Connor Riley. Riley's numbers, a 4.07 ERA, 4-2 record in 13 starts, 13 appearances, has 107 strikeouts on the year, and has an opponent batting average of 199.
Connor Riley is a deadly pitcher out there. He's got a great fastball and an excellent curveball. Really mixes up those pitch types well, leads to a lot of strikeouts.
So Riley is set, Andrews is set. Here's the first pitch, and it's fouled off, and we are underway.
And look for Connor Riley to be aggressive here today. He's only 8 strikeouts away from tying Joey Benitez for the team lead. He hasn't had that in a while. I can imagine that he wants to try and get that back here today.
The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Riley, who's very effective, one of the top pitchers in the nation when it comes to strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, and 8 is not a difficult number for him to get. He can get 13 without breaking a sweat.
Well, he had 8 within the first 3 innings last weekend.
And a foul ball there makes it 1-2, one pitch away from a strikeout. Ty Andrews, the batter, batting .358 on the year. 1 home run, 22 RBIs. That one hit in the air, also foul, out of play. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him going with a curveball. And that'll be the first strikeout and the first out of the game.
The second baseman, number 9, McCann.
Riley doing some more of that good pitch type mixing that we were talking about there. A good mix of his curve and his fastball.
And that had some nasty movement on it as well.
Mixes his pitches really well. Mixes his speeds really well.
That'll bring up McCann Mellett. Mellett batting .286 on the year. No home runs and 5 RBIs. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1.
And there he comes with that big heater right there.
The 0-1. Fouled off. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Another curveball. This time he just missed the zone. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 and the second out of the inning.
And Riley just continues to do what he does best. Attacking the zone, mixing his speeds, mixing his pitches. Batters just seem to always struggle to figure out Connor Riley.
Yeah, Riley has been deadly effective with strikeouts, and matching him up with Joey Benitez just makes for a nasty 1-2 punch in the first 2 games of a lot of 3-game series that the Pacers play.
And not only are they both really good pitchers, they're both very different pitchers. You know, Benitez doesn't really have anything that's going to overwhelm you. He doesn't have a lot of, like, heat behind any of his pitches, but what he does really well is he places his pitches really well. He's got great command, great placement. He's a very smart pitcher, whereas Connor Riley just says, I'm just going to blow it by you. Try and hit it if you can.
And there's a high fly ball right side, and it's going to go out of play for strike one to even the count at 1-1. The batter, not Austin Mason, Joseph Mason is the new batter. .314 batting average, 8 home runs, and 29 RBIs. The 1-1. Good movement on that pitch as it falls into the strike zone, 1-2.
Started high and just dropped right to the very bottom of the strike zone. That excellent curveball from Riley.
Ooh, just misses low and away for a ball, 2-2. Well, will they have a chance? Go ahead and look at the Pacer defense. Brian Pereira behind the plate catching for Riley. Luke Westerberg at first. Skylar Mercado at second. Tyler Ammerman at short. Dalton Weeks at third. Mitchell Price in left field. Jose Bonilla in center. And Niall Goings in right. And the 2-2 pitch. Two-seamer misses off the edge. Full count. That pitch beforehand really looked like a good pitch, and I thought it was a strike from up here, but we're at a bit of an angle. Regardless, a full count. Fouled off. We'll do it over again. Hit out in the air on a line into right field. Niall Goings is there, and he will make the catch for the third and final out. A 1-2-3 inning as we go into the bottom of the first. Still tied at 0-0 between the Bulldogs and the Pacers. And welcome to the bottom of the first inning. No score yet between the Bulldogs and the Pacers, as the Pacers will take their at-bats with Jose Bonilla leading things off.
Jose Bonilla, of course, leading the team in batting average with a .402. Also comes into today's game with a .478 on-base percentage.
So not bad numbers for Bonilla.
Definitely not yet to get his first home run, but he does have 3 triples.
The 1-0 is a swing and a miss, 1-1. On the mound today, Austin Turgeon making his first start of the year. Also is the DH in today's game.
It's interesting.
The 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. Hit in the air and just hooking foul. Keeps the count at 1-2. And Bonilla gets a hold of that one, sends it out into center field near the warning track, and that's where it's going to be caught by Andrews for the first out.
I think we're so anxious for that first Jose Bonilla home run. We get a little excited every time he gets into the air.
I want it so bad. At least he's got two more chances today and tomorrow to try and get it. And he could get one in the tournament. You never know.
I can't imagine our either of us being able to contain our excitement when Jose Bonilla does get that first home run, if he does.
That would just be so wonderful. But Luke Westerberg coming to the plate now with one out and nobody on. First pitch to Westerberg, low and away for ball one. Defense for the Wingate Bulldogs. Micah Goodwin is catching. Over at first base, we have Bradley Brown. McCann Mellett at second base. The shortstop is Reese Daniel. And over at third, we have Zach Little. The 1-0 pitch comes in. Brushes the corner for a strike, 1-1. And we go out to the outfield. Ty Anderson center field. The right fielder, Joseph Mason. And the left fielder is Trent Wynn. And once again, Austin Turgeon on the mound. Popped up. Shallow right field. Coming in and making the catch is Mason for the second out.
The left fielder, number 1, Mitchell Price.
Brings up Mitchell Price. Price, who leads the Pacers in pretty much every offensive category.
He does. Comes into today's game with a...
Need your reading glasses?
Yes, I do. A little blurry. 332 batting average. He also, of course, leads the team with 14 home runs and 50 RBIs.
Pitch low and away for a ball.
Also leads the team in stolen bases with 14.
Yeah, he and Jose Bonilla are always neck and neck in those categories. Both two of the fastest players USC Aiken has probably ever seen.
Yeah, Bonilla comes in with 12 stolen bases, just under Price's 14 total.
The 1-1. Hit in the air and foul. 1-2. Low and away for a ball, 2-2. There's a hopper to short. Picked up by Daniel. Fires to first. The scoop is going to get away, so that will allow Mitchell Price to reach first base. We'll see how they score it. It's either a hit or an error.
Number 34, Niall.
I call that a hit.
Yeah, I call that a hit, and since he didn't advance, possibly no error.
Yeah, I think he beat that throw out.
It was a tough play to make, and their scoreboard is experiencing a few technical difficulties. It's pretty much 90% operational. The only spots that aren't working are the hits and errors category, so we can't really say. So we're going to call that a tentative base hit as Niall Goings swings at the first pitch and fouls it off for strike one.
If you'd like the official confirmation, be sure to check out our live stats available on our website, pacersports.com.
And while you're there, you can also check out the newest episode of Inside Pacer Nation, where normally it's Jordan and I giving you the latest updates on Pacer athletics, but this week it was Brent Hager and myself, the SID, giving you the insight of a few of the Pacer sports that enter the postseason, as baseball, tennis, and golf are the only ones that were still going on. Tennis wrapped up as the Pacers lost in the conference tournament, as that one is grounded foul.
Yes, unfortunately, I was not available for this most recent episode.
I know you weren't.
Had a prior engagement, but I have confirmed with SID Brent Hager that if there's another episode of Inside Patient Nation recorded for the regional tournament, I will be available for that.
I would assume that even if none of the Pacer teams do much, there's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Interrupted my train of thought as Mitchell Price is going to head in for third, and he's going to make it in there. A single for Niall Goings puts runners on the corners for the Pacers with 2 out.
So the Pacers now with a chance to get some offense going here with 2 outs, runners on the corners.
Brian Pereira coming to the plate, a dangerous hitter. Last week was named the NCBWA National Hitter of the Week. And he certainly deserved it with the numbers he's put up.
Absolutely. Brian Pereira has been hitting lights out this last half of the season. Comes into today's game hitting .359. He also has 7 home runs, which he has gotten 5 of in the last 2 weeks, I believe. 44 RBIs and a .625 slugging percentage. Second on the team only to Mitchell Price, who has a .684.
Pereira digs in with 2 on and 2 out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. And he grounds one third base side, a slow hopper. And a bit of a delay before the throw to first, but it's in time as Pereira didn't really dig it out too much for the third and final out. Pacers will leave 2 stranded as we go into the top of the second, still no score. And we go to the top of the second inning. No score between Wingate and USC Aiken. Bradley Brown leads things off for the Bulldogs. Brown batting .253 on the year with a team leading 11 home runs and a team leading 41 RBIs. First pitch is just a bit low for ball 1. The 1-0 brushes the corner for a strike, 1-1. Nice curveball there, falls into the zone for a strike, 1-2. That one is a ground ball through the right side for a base hit going into the corner. Brown's going to try for two, and he's going to stop as Goings fires it in all the way into second base. Good arm there from Niall Goings to turn what could have been a double into a single for Bradley Brown.
That ball had some velocity on it from Goings out and right.
Goings not only a good hitter, but a good fielder, too.
Yeah, we've seen Goings' arm strength out there from right field, and I do not blame Wingate for not testing him there. He can hose you if you let him.
And that throw was pretty accurate. Ammerman wouldn't have had to move too much to try to apply a tag. That will bring up Zach Little with a runner on first and nobody out. And that's going to be a line drive into center field. Another base hit. Back-to-back singles put runners on first and second for the Bulldogs.
So after a fairly easy first inning, Riley finds himself in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see how he responds.
Well, Micah Goodwin will come up to the plate now. Goodwin batting .250 on the year with 5 home runs and 22 RBIs. Swing and a miss for strike 1-1. Oh, 1 curveball falling into the zone, 0-2. Low and away for a ball. Count now 1-2. Just misses high. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball is popped up, and it'll go out of play in foul territory. Keep the count right where it is. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again. And another 2-2 pitch. Low and inside for ball 3, full count.
Big count here for Riley. You want to get this first out, and you can't afford really to load the bases with no outs. Not an impossible situation to get out of, but definitely not one you want to put yourself in, especially early in a game.
And the 3-2. A hopper down the third base side, and that's just going to go foul. Had that been a foot to the right, it would have been fair, and it would have been trouble.
Yeah, that absolutely would have been trouble. It would have taken Price a long time to get to that one. That one probably would have scored 2 easily.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Price has a good arm out there, and he's got the speed to cut that ball off, but, I mean, it definitely would have scored 1 run, and that second run, probably a 50-50 chance. on that one coming.
Yeah, it definitely would have been a close play at the plate, that's for sure.
Again, the 3-2, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Big break there for Riley as he gets the first out.
Big strikeout for Riley.
The left fielder, number 41.
I believe that's his third of the night.
It is his third of the night now. He's only 5 away from Joey Benitez. But I'm sure he's not even thinking about that right now. He just wants to get out of this inning without any damage.
I'm sure that's the last thing on his mind right now.
He'll face off against Trent Wynn. Wynn with a 283 average, no home runs, 6 RBIs. First pitch misses for a ball. And the 1-0. Ooh, a good pitch there, lower inside corner for strike 1. Check swing. They'll either say he went around or it was on the corner. Either way, it's strike 2, 1-2. Curveball gets the corner for call strike 3. And that'll be the second out here in the top of the second.
Riley definitely calming down after those first 2 singles, and now with a chance to get out of the inning with no damage here.
That was a beautiful curveball that was coming right down the middle. Looked like it was going to tail out of the zone, and it just brushed enough of the corner to get the call. But not out of it yet. Still 2 on with 2 out.
Absolutely.
Austin Turgeon, the DH/pitcher, up to bat now.
Something we haven't been able to say all year, but now with a chance to help his own cause.
Yeah, indeed. We say that a lot during softball here at USCA. First pitch to Turgeon, curveball misses for ball 1. Has a 295 average on the year with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Fouled off the framework of the stadium.
I think everybody's awake now.
A nice little gong sound going there. Evens the count at 1-1. One pitch is right down the middle for strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, ooh, just misses.
Oh,
ball
yikes.
2.
Ooh, that one was close.
That was, you need a microscope to see where that one missed. That was very close. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the second inning. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Pereira for the strikeout. And Connor Riley works out of it, puts the first 2 on, and then strikes out the next 3 to get out of the jam because we go into the bottom of the second, still scoreless.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm going to take over the play-by-play duties briefly as Marcus Johnson's down there working on maybe getting a surprise in for you guys. So for now, I'll be calling the action as John Banks, the DH, steps up to the plate to lead the inning off for the Pacers. Banks coming into today's game with a .353 batting average, 5 home runs, 26 RBIs. Now in a called strike, 0-1 your count. Banks gets a hold of that one, shoots it out to center field, and that one is not going to be caught. Banks is heading for second after the ball fumbled out in center, and that'll be I would call that a single and an advance on an error for John Banks.
Yeah, ball was just couldn't come up with it out there in center field. Andrews, he looks like he was trying to debate between catching it and just cutting it off, and just didn't work out for him.
Did not work out for him at all, so a leadoff double puts John Banks on for the Pacers to start the inning.
So that'll bring up Dalton Weeks with a runner on second. Nobody out. First pitch missing low and away for ball one. Pitch in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Ooh, a good pitch there, just missed inside for a ball 2-1.
Yeah, that looked like that pitch from Connor Riley that just barely didn't get called.
Pitch low and away for another ball, 3-1.
Weeks fouling that one off. Now a full count for Dalton.
Low and away, ball 4. Weeks will draw the walk to put runners on first and second with nobody out.
The second baseman, number 11, Skyler Mercado.
So Skyler Mercado digs in with runners on first and second and nobody out. First pitch low and away for ball 1. Pitch right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Pitch lower outside corner. A good pitch there. 1-2 the count to Mercado. Swing and a miss. Mercado down on strikes for the first out.
Shortstop number 8, Ty Emmerman.
Brings up Tyler Ammerman. Runner's still on first and second now with 1 out. As Mercado went down on strikes for the first out. Ammerman, the number 9 hitter for the Pacers. On deck, Jose Bonilla. Still looking for that first home run. Ooh, good pitch there, right on the outside corner for strike 1. Low and away for a ball. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Another pitch low. Makes the count 2-1. Pitch on the outside corner for a call strike.
Ammerman is not happy about that one.
That was a bit outside there, but it looked like it may have brushed the plate.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a corner pitch. I think that was a fair call. Could have really gone either way, honestly.
And there's a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner around third. The throw comes in. It's going to be cut off, and it's going to be an RBI single for Tyler Ammerman. And the Pacers strike first here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 1-0.
Yeah, no better way to respond to a call you don't agree with than with an RBI hit.
Better than arguing with the umpire. You just get in
Absolutely.
there, dig in, and put the bat on the ball.
Exactly. No better way to get your frustrations out than to put bat on ball.
And it's even a bit more of a bonus when you score a run.
Absolutely. So the Pacers will take the early lead here, 1-0, still with 2 men on, one on first and one on second for Jose Bonilla.
Let's see if he can get that ever-elusive first home run of the season.
Oh, man.
First pitch in there for strike 1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Pitch misses there for ball 1. 1-2 the count to Bonilla. Ooh, that comes in. That's going to get a piece of Bonilla, and he will head on down to first base on the hit by pitch to load the bases up with only one out here in the second.
Yeah, that one was not pretty. Sounded like it hurt, but Bonilla looks okay. And he'll head on to first and load the bases for Luke Westerberg.
And it's a bit of a cooler day out there, so going to feel just a little bit more painful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Skin tightens up just a little bit. And it seems like we're going to have a little bit of a meeting on the mound out there. So while that's happening, we'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors, including Willie Jules Barbecue, located on Whiskey Road. All their dishes come served with a side of Southern hospitality. We'd also like to thank Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. Any of your auto needs, be sure to go by and check them out. Also located on Whiskey Road. And we've also got to thank the South Carolina Education Lottery. Go ahead and get out there. Maybe play a couple of games. You're not only taking a chance, you're giving a chance. Also like to thank Quality Inn and Suites. If you're in Aiken over the weekend or headed out of town somewhere, be sure to stop in with Quality Inn and Suites. They'll make sure to hook you up right, get you a nice comfortable bed to sleep in. And it looks like the meeting on the mound is about to conclude, so action should resume.
Luke Westerberg will dig in with the bases loaded. Only one out. Chance to really do some damage here. Pace is already up 1-0 on the RBI single by Tyler Ammerman. First pitch missing for ball one, 1-0. Pitch in the dirt for another ball, 2-0. The 2-0 finds the zone. Got now 2-1. There's a hopper to short. They'll flip to second for one. The throw to first is in time for the double play, and that will do it. Pacers unable to score too much, but they do get one as they lead at 1-0 going into the top of the third inning. And welcome back to the top of the third inning. Marcus Johnson here, joined by former Pacer Roberto Hernandez, member of the Pacer Hall of Fame. First-round pick for the Angels, 16th overall in 1986. 16th all-time in saves with 326, and a two-time All-Star in 96-99. Welcome, Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, what do you think of this Pacer staff, the Pacer pitching out there?
They look pretty good tonight. The kid is on the mound. Watching him, he's got pretty good stuff. Watched the Pacer offense take some BP today, and I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Kenny Thomas knows batters, and they've just been hanging out of the yard pretty often, even on cold days like this when the ball doesn't carry a whole lot. But Pacer pitching this year has just been better than I've seen in a long time with guys like Joey Benitez and Connor Riley out there on the mound now. That's a fly ball, center field. Bonilla backing up for it, and he will make the catch for the first out.
And it takes time for a lot of kids to mature, and then and get strong and get accustomed, especially in college ball.
So, got to ask you, what is your favorite moment from USC Aiken when you're playing days here?
Oh, my favorite moment was when I hit the Marlboro man. It's a funny story because we were playing in Sumter. I'd hit 2 home runs, and I said, next one I'm going to hit the Marlboro man in right center field, and then I hit it. That's kind of, in the zone that day and probably bragging a little bit, and I didn't think I would be able to hit it, but I did hit him.
Every now and again, you got to back up your trash talk sometimes.
Yeah.
And speaking of trash talk, Dalton Weeks may have a little bit of trash talk. He's made a nice little snag there at third base to steal a base hit away from Ty Andrews. McCann Mellett will come up to bat now, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Now, okay, we've covered your favorite moment as a Pacer. What was your favorite moment in the pros?
When I got called up to the big leagues, being in minor leagues for 6 years and having the blood clot surgery that they said that that I had a 50-50 chance of ever making it to the big leagues after that, and then making it that same year after surgery, it's the proudest moment of my life.
I would imagine so. Especially, you played 17 years in the pros too, so that 50-50 chance, you got the good half of the 50.
Yes. The one thing that doctors and coaches can't measure is heart. How badly you want it. And one thing that I wanted to do bad, that I was gonna, if there's a chance, if there's a 15% chance or a 10% chance, I'm gonna make sure that I'm giving 100% of that percentage for me to get there.
That's something else. Well, that'll end the top of the third inning. Another strikeout for Connor Riley. We'll go into the bottom of the third. Stay right here. We'll be rejoined with Mr. Roberto Hernandez in just a moment. There you go. And we are back here in the bottom of the third inning. Pacers lead the Bulldogs 1-0. Once again, joined by Roberto Hernandez. Just a few more questions for you before we'll let you get back to just watching the game. And one of the big ones I have to ask you: who was your favorite player to pitch against?
Favorite player? It could go both ways. I mean, favorite player that I knew that I had him out was Pat Burrell, and the toughest out, the guy that made me sweat the most, was Edgar Martinez.
That's
probably a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, probably the best right-handed hitter of my era at that time. Guy that was very disciplined at the plate. You couldn't fool him with a pitch. You had to really think about what you were going to do. And for me as a pitcher, you don't want to think. You just want to react, and he made me think too much.
Yeah, overthinking things. I know.
Yes.
I didn't play in the same level as you, but when I did play, when I overthought, it just.
When you overthink things, you make it more complicated. It should be natural and it should be just flow.
And that'll be a walk to Mitchell Price to start things off here in the bottom of the third inning. So what do you think of Mitchell Price? He's probably one of the top players for the Pacers. Leads the team in almost every offensive category.
You guys got a good offense. I mean, I'm impressed with the kid that's at bat now. He was a freshman when I first saw him. He's pretty big. He got big, the last few years, and then I've been talking to your center fielder. Very scrappy ball player. You have a scrappy bunch of kids here. They just want to play and they want to win.
Yeah, they were ranked number 1 at one point. Now they're up to number 16 or 15 on some of the polls. One of them had them at number 5 in the nation. But they've beaten some of the top teams in the country. Coming into this year, they were favored to win the Peach Belt. It's probably not going to happen for the regular season, but they could probably win the tournament and possibly win the region this year.
You never know. Once you cross the line, you just got to go play baseball. You just got to, sometimes you got to be, lucky, then good, and, you got to be competing and gelling at the right time. So if this is the right time to them, they start rolling, you've seen it happen, even in professional sports, where you see teams get hot at the right times. The Giants did that 3 years where they won their World Series, and they never won the West Coast. They came in second in the wild card teams 3 years, and they won the World Series.
I know the Marlins did that back in
twice.
Yeah, 97 and a year that I'd like to forget, 2003. But yeah, I think they're the only team in the majors that has won the World Series without winning a divisional title. So it just shows you. You get hot at the right moment, anything can happen. Mitchell Price takes off for second. The throw is not in time. Add another stolen base to Mitchell Price's team leading count as he sits over on second base with nobody out in a 2-1 count to Niall Goings. So last one, your favorite. Okay, I mean maybe this will be a little too much for you, but your favorite team when you played.
Oh, that's easy. The New York Mets. I grew up as a Met fan. I see that you're wearing Yankee stuff, so I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a fan of players from the Yankees. Like Mattingly, and Guidry, and Piniella. Those guys, Thurman Munson, Jeter.
Good old
I'm a diehard Met fan. I grew up watching them. And my dream come true. I played for them 2 years with the Mets, so it was good going home. But it was better even finishing, not starting there, because New York would have drove me crazy.
I can imagine. I've only been there a couple of times, and it's a big place.
When you grow up in New York and you got your friends and your families that want tickets every night, it's a pain in the butt to deal with that instead of just dealing with trying to get major leaguers out.
Well, that's something, all right, because, major leaguers are tough to get out, I'd assume. Niall Goings with a hopper to third. They're going to check the runner at second, throw to first in time. Now they're going to try to throw to third, but not going to happen as it is bobbled over there by Brown. So Price will advance on the ground out by Goings. Runner on third base with one out here in the bottom of the third.
Number 32, Brian Carrera.
So this is actually Austin Turgeon, the pitcher for Wingate, his first start out there. What do you see in him right now?
Well, he's not big in stature, but you know what? He's changing speeds. A lot of these, especially in high school and now in college, everybody gets enamored with the velocity. If you know how to get people out, velocity doesn't matter. It's disrupting timing, and he's been doing a great job out there. He's mixing up pitches, and you're not getting like you're seeing right now. You're not getting great swings out of this Pacer lineup.
And this Pacer team, as we've said, is absolutely stacked with offensive talent. And one of the talents up there right now, Brian Pereira, who was named the NCBWA National Hitter of the Week last week, and he really helped his statistics. Coming into last week, he was batting in the lower 300s with only a few home runs and just under 20 RBIs, and now he's over 350, 7 home runs on the year, and more than RBIs than I have fingers and toes.
Yeah, I watched him at BP. He's got smooth power. You know, he doesn't overswing and the ball carries off his bat. You know, I was watching that a lot today. You know, he needs to use the whole field a little bit more. But you know what? You know, as long as he's driving in the runners, you know, that'll drive him in.
Only one hop to first. That will score Mitchell Price as Brown steps on the bag to get Pereira, but a run scores. It's 2-0 Pacers here in the bottom of the third inning. See, in that case, you know, you don't get a base hit, but you get the run, and that's what this game comes down to.
It boils down to how, you know, at the end of the game, if you got one more run than the other team, that's how you win. You know, sometimes it's ugly, sometimes it's pretty. You know, you're gonna lose some, win some, but you know what? You know, you got it. Every opportunity, you got to run at third base with less than 2 out. You got to try to score them in.
And
you know.
Pacers have stranded a few, but they've also put a few out there, and we have a little looper.
Yep.
Base hit.
Base hit.
John coming up with a either.
No.
So, I mean, when you come up on the first pitch for strike one, but as you were saying, you know, Turgeon not bad for
see what to build on for next year.
Always a smart move there.
Yeah. I mean,
this is for ball one. The 1-0. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1. I had to scramble to find some interview questions today for Hernandez because I was like, what do I say? What do I say? What do I do here?
You talk like you normally do.
I pretty much, yeah.
And you can tell he's a down-to-earth person.
Oh, yeah,
like everybody else.
It was very very easy to talk to him. Almost seemed like just another guy chatting with.
Should have put him on the podcast.
I mean, if I had known he was going to be here, I'd say let's bring him on. But count 1-2 now to Brown. Podcast was good this week, though.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate him letting me be on it since.
Well, I mean, I didn't really have a choice. You kind of are in charge.
Well, usually we have the other person, Jordan, but he got a little bit busy. Graduation week and all. And
yeah, it happens. That's always a hectic time. Runner goes from first, pitches out. Pereira fires down to second, and the throw is in time. Beautiful pitch out from Riley. Beautiful throw from Pereira, and that will be the first out as Joseph Mason caught stealing.
And with Pereira behind the plate, you never saw that arm when he was playing first base, but this is the position they want him to scouts wanted to be at. So, you know, it's good that they can come in and see he's got a great arm.
Hey, he does. He's just a great fielder all around. It almost feels like he could play any position and succeed at it. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Pereira, and he's not going to be able to fire down to first in time as it rolled halfway down to third. Basically like a bunt situation there, but after a great throw to second to catch a runner stealing, he has a pass ball that allows Bradley Brown to make it to first base. So runner on first with 1 out. And that brings up Zach Little, who singled his last time up.
Little from Troutman, North Carolina. Nice little town. Exit 42 off of Interstate 77.
I just take this 77 to go up to New York. That's about it. Not the whole way, but part of the way. First pitch was in there for strike one. I'll assume it's a nice little town. I'll take your word for it.
It is.
The 0-1. Nice curveball there. Falls into the strike zone again. 0-2.
So one thing with Wingate's roster, you see their roster is dominated by people from North Carolina. And I look at through all these towns, and it brings back some memories of just going through there and all. But
the 0-2. Fouled off. It's kind of similar with me with the College of St. Rose when they came in. I've got a lot of family up in the Albany area, and one of their players actually went to high school, possibly had gone to high school with my cousin, went to the same high school. My cousin lived across the street from that high school, so that was a nice little almost homecoming moment, even though it was on the other side of the state.
that was a long game against St. Rose.
That was a long game. And they gave us quite a show, didn't they?
They did.
The 0-2. Fouled off again. We'll do it over.
Oh, that was a great catch over there. Off the foul pole. Running out of the dugout to catch it. Can't really tell the number on him, but Excellent job over there.
Gets points for trying.
Still waiting for the former baseball coach at Wingate to send me a jersey that he promised about 15 years ago.
The row 2, grounded to short. Ammerman has it, throws to Mercado for 1. The throw to first is in time, and that is an inning-ending double play as we go into the bottom of the 4th. Pacers still up 2-0. Well, color commentators come and go, but a play-by-play man is forever. Marcus Johnson now calling the game solo here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pacers up 2-0 over the Wingate Bulldogs, leading things off for USC Aiken. We have Skyler Mercado. And he's going to swing at the first pitch, send it up the middle on a ground ball, through for a base hit. That makes Mercado 1 for 2 today. And that brings up Tyler Ammerman. Ammerman with the first RBI of the game, a single which scored John Banks. That was back in the 2nd inning. First pitch missing for ball 1. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Tied him up on an inside pitch. 1-1. And a call time just before the pitch came in from Ammerman. Pitch is low for a ball, 2-1. Fouled back, count even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch misses inside. Ammerman able to get out of the way of it. And it's a full count. Fouled off, out of play. Count will stay right where it is at 3-2. And again, the 3-2 pitch just misses high, and Ammerman will draw the walk. Puts runners on first and second with nobody out. For the top of the orders, Jose Bonilla.
Center fielder number 4, Jose Bonilla.
Bonilla 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch his last time up. Pitch that you could hear throughout the stadium. Certainly didn't feel good with this cool weather. Well, runners on first and second with nobody out. Bonilla digs in to face off against Wildman. And he's going to lay down a bunt down the third base side, but it's going to go foul. Not too surprising that they're having Bonilla bunt. He's fast. He can beat out the play at first. You have Mercado over there on second base, Ammerman on first. So not too slow runners on the bases. He got some speed out there. And the runners are going to head back to their bags as Wildman attempted to check them. And again, shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's going to hit him in the foot. And Bonilla will head on down to first after they appeal to see if he went around with the bunt. So bases are loaded with nobody out. And that brings up Luke Westerberg, 0 for 2 today. Razor with a chance to really blow this game wide open as they are up 2-0. Looking to add a few more.
The first baseman, Luke Westerberg.
So Westerberg will dig in. Bonilla on first. Emmerman on second. Mercado on third. 2-0, bottom of the fourth inning. Nobody out. First pitch right down the middle for strike one. And a call of time here as pitcher and catcher have a meeting of the minds. So 0-1 the count to Westerberg as the meeting concludes. He digs back in, awaits his pitch. Curveball popped it up. First base side, foul territory. And Brown will be able to make the catch. He disappeared behind the Wingate dugout, so we had to wait for the reaction of the fans and the players to see what happened. And, of course, the signal from the umpire doesn't hurt. But that brings up Mitchell Price with one out and the bases still loaded. Price reached on an error, which almost was a hit. Walked and has scored a run today. And we're going to have another meeting on the mound. Doesn't look like they're going to have a pitching change just yet. Oh, they are going to have a pitching change. There is the call to the bullpen. So we're going to take a short break. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Mitchell Price due up as the Pacers lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And we are back. The new pitcher, Sawyer Lee, for the Wingate Bulldogs, comes into the game with a 6.48 ERA, no record in his 7 appearances, 8 1/3 innings pitched, has an opponent batting average of .226. And Mitchell Price lays into one, sends it into the gap in left center field. That one's going to be a base hit as it splits the outfielders. 1 run scores. A second run coming in. They're going to wave all 3 runners around as Price heads in for third, and he dives in there with a triple. Ball gets away, but Price is going to stay right there. It's a bases-clearing 3 RBI triple for Mitchell Price, and the Pacers are now up 5-0. Mitchell Price was thinking third base all the way, and with his speed, why not? And he has helped blow this game wide open. And with Niall Goings coming up, good chance that Mitchell Price will come around to score too. Goings 1 for 2 with a single. Mitchell Price always coming in and coming up in big moments, and he did so again right there. First pitch to Goings misses for ball 1. Just adds on to his team-leading triples. Now has 6 on the year. And added on to the RBI total as well. The 1-0. Goings wanted a piece of that, but the string was pulled. And he went around and missed it for strike 1. Pitch just missing outside. A good-looking pitch. But that will be ball 2, 2-1. Another swing and a miss from Goings. Not 3 balls, what am I saying? A swing and a miss is a strike, 2-2. Yeah, I know baseball. Curveball, a hopper. Price is coming home, and they're going to just throw the ball to first for the easy out, but a run will score on the ground out by Niall Goings, and the Pacers now lead it 6-0.
The catcher, number 32, Brian Pereira.
And that brings up Brian Pereira. 0 for 2, but on one of his groundouts, he drove in a run, the second run for the Pacers. They lead at 6-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning with nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch outside corner for strike one. Comes inside with it, but misses for a ball, 1-1. Pitch missing there in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. And Pereira with a slow grounder to third, picked up by Little. He fires to first. The scoop by Brown is good for the third and final out, but the Pacers get 4 thanks to an RBI triple from Mitchell Price and a ground out RBI from Niall Goings. It's 6-0 as we go into the top of the fifth. Pacers up. And we are back, top of the fifth inning, about to get underway. Micah Goodwin will lead things off for the Bulldogs as they trail the Pacers 6-0. Goodwin struck out his last time up. Curveball comes in and hits him on the shoulder. First pitch, and that's going to send him over to first base to start things off. The curveball didn't curve in time.
Number 41, Trent Wynn.
That'll bring up Trent Wynn, who struck out looking his first time up. First pitch just a bit low for ball one. Another fastball low for ball two. swing and a miss. Strike one. The 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Just misses outside. Good pitch from Riley. Just didn't get the swing or the call. And the count will be full. That's lined. A diving catch by Dalton Weeks. He'll fire to first to try to get the double play. The ball goes all the way to the fence. Runner trying to advance, and Westerberg is going to hold on to it. A shame that couldn't get the double play in the throwing error, but my goodness, what a catch by Dalton Weeks to rob a base hit from Trent Wynn.
Designated hitter, number 2, Austin Sturgeon.
So runner now on second base with 1 out, thanks to the throwing error, but almost canceled out by an impressive bit of leather over there from Dalton Weeks. That'll bring up Austin Turgeon, or not Austin Turgeon. He is sitting down, or unless they're bringing him back in. I don't see why they would. I don't see why they could, actually. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. It is Turgeon. So he's just filling in the role as DH now, no longer pitching. The 0-1. Just misses high and away for a ball. Good pitch, though. And Turgeon struck out his first time up. Had a decent outing for his first start as a for his first start this season. Only 2 runs were scored on him. The 1-1. Curveball again, just missing the zone. 2-1. Pitch lower part of the zone, evens the count up at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the second out. So Turgeon down on strikes. That'll bring up Reese Daniel, who flew out.
Reese Daniel.
And Connor Riley has just tied Joey Benitez for the team lead in strikeouts with 115, and he'll try to one-up him here. Curveball misses outside for ball 1. Foul tipped into the mask of the home plate umpire, but he seems to be okay. Count even at 1-1. Well, that's why they wear the masks back there. Burr goes out and has a word with Riley. Runner on second with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. So Daniel digs in and awaits the 1-1 pitch. A nice curveball there from Riley, but he just missed the zone, 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 2-2. Pitch just missing there, full count. Popped it up. Right field. Goings making the call for it and making the catch to end the top of the 5th. A runner left stranded as we go into the bottom half of the inning. Pacers still up 6-0. And the bottom of the 5th about to get underway. Pacers up 6-0. Couple defensive changes for the Bulldogs. Jimmy Doolittle, the new pitcher. Doolittle comes into the game with a 6.1 ERA, a 1-2 record in 1 start, 9 appearances, and has an opponent batting average of .275. And he has a new catcher to throw to, Llewellyn, the new catcher. That is Andrew Llewellyn. First pitch inside to John Banks for ball 1. John Banks is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run scored as he swings and misses at that one for strike one. And the 1-1 pitch is in there for a call strike, 1-2. In the dirt, count even at 2-2. And a slow hopper to short. Picked up and fired to first from Daniel, and it's in there for the first out.
The third baseman, Dalton Weeks.
Bring up Dalton Weeks. 0 for 1 with a walk today. Weeks made a beautiful catch over at third base in the last inning. Fortunately, was overshadowed by a throwing error, which allowed the runner to advance. But no harm, no foul, as nobody came around to score in the top of this inning. First pitch is in there for strike one. That one misses for a ball. Got now 2-1 to Dalton Weeks. Maybe yet to update the scoreboard. Pitch on the outside corner. Seems the count of 2-2. And a hopper over to third. Fired to first from Little. And it's in time for the second out. So that'll bring up Skylar Mercado. 1 for 2 with a single his last time up and a run scored after that single. Scored on that Mitchell Price bases clearing triple. Two outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch in there for strike one. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2. Bounces a good 3 feet in front of the plate and well outside. And the count 1-2. Curveball misses high. 2-2. Outside, full count to Skylar Mercado, who is down 0-2. Fouled off, Mercado just gets a piece of it to stay alive. High for ball 4, and Mercado draws the 2-out walk.
Shortstop number 8, Ty Emmerman.
Tyler Ehrman comes up now. 1 for 1 with an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Percentage is a bit low for a ball, 1-1. On the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In there for a call, strike 3, and Airman down looking for the third out. Basically leave one stranded, but they lead 6-0 as we go into the top of the 6th inning. And Christian Aragon comes on out in relief after 5 strong innings from Connor Riley. Aragon coming into the game with a 6.56 ERA, a 4-1 record, 6 starts, 20 appearances. A bit farther behind in terms of strikeouts, has 46 on the year, and has an opponent batting average of .315. I'd say it's interesting seeing Christian Aragon coming out when normally he is in relief of actually, no, he's not in relief. He's usually the starter, and Nick Yobi comes in relief.
Leading off the top of 6.
But we have Joey Benitez pitching tomorrow.
Ty Andrus leading off here in the top of the 6th. The center fielder has struck out and hit a grounder to third that was fielded very neatly by Dalton Weeks. Count is 1-0.
And Joe, you're the fourth guy to join in on the broadcast today.
That's right. We're trying to see how many people can join Marcus this afternoon.
Fly ball into center field. Bonilla chasing after it, diving, and unable to come up with the catch despite a beautiful effort. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Ty Andrews.
The second baseman, number 9, McCann Mellett.
You have to balance 2 different things now. You do the PA, and now you're doing color commentary. We'll see how long you can last.
McCann Mellett, the second baseman, struck out twice against Connor Riley, who had 8 strikeouts in the first 5 innings that he pitched.
Yeah, he now ties Joey Benitez with 15 on the year, with 115. 15, that's a bit low, but yeah, 115 on the year. Of course, Benitez will get another crack at things tomorrow. 0-1 the count to Mellett. Runner on first base with nobody out. Pitch low and away. Pereira thinks about a snap throw to first, but holds on to it. 1-1.
Now, Pereira's evolved quite a bit during the season as a catcher.
Oh, yeah. After that week he had, everything just started to click for him. I mean, his catching It's progressively gotten better as the year has gone on. He's always been a stellar first baseman, but he's adapted to the role of a catcher tremendously.
It showed quite an arm throwing out several base runners, including one tonight.
Yeah, it was a beautiful throw. Perfect pitch out from Riley, and just the throw was right on the money. The 1-1. A bit low for a ball, 2-1.
You can see Coach Thomas trying to get all of his pitching staff a little work this weekend before the conference tournament.
Well, it's a bit cool out there, too. Probably trying to get them to keep warm keep from stiffening up. The 2-1. A slow ground ball to short. Ammerman has it. He only has one play. That's the first, and the throw is not in time. Mellett showing a bit of speed out there to beat that throw out.
Right fielder number 18, Joseph Mason.
So that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, that was a little squibber toward the hole, Marcus. And
Yeah,
there's
just
no way he was gonna throw anybody out in that one.
And Mellett really had some good speed there and just that slow ground ball. And Ehrman's made a few good plays, though, this year on those. It just this time it just came up a little short. So Mason will dig in. He's 1 for 2 today. Pitch is in there for a strike. Didn't go around, but the pitch was in the zone anyway.
Yeah, Mason flew out to end the first inning and singled to start the fourth, but was gunned out on the bases by Pereira.
And it was that caught stealing that was just textbook perfect. The 0-1. High fly ball, a mile in the air, left side of the infield. Dalton Weeks looks like he has a read on it, and he does, and he makes the catch for the first out. Bit easier than that line drive he had.
A bit easier
earlier.
than a line drive, yes, definitely.
The first baseman, number 33, Bradley Brown.
So Bradley Brown comes up. Struck out his last time up, but reached as the ball got away from Pereira. 1-4-2 with a single back in the second.
The power hitter for the Bulldogs. He has, I think, 11 home runs on the year.
Yeah, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs, leads the team in both categories. First pitch is a ball, so 1-0.
Definitely the definition of the big bopper at the corner position.
And he has a real good opportunity to change this ball game. One swing of the bat, and it could be a 6-3 ball game or something else. Never know. We'll see how Aragon deals with him. And that was a swing for the fences, but he missed 1-1.
Saw something he liked. Thought he could park it for a 3-run homer.
Yeah, it was a fastball that looked like it was right down the middle. No real movement on it. The 1-1. Bit low, 2-1.
Off-speed pitch that dove off the plate. Trying to keep the ball away from the left-handed hitter with the wind blowing out to right field tonight.
Yeah, he got away with one earlier on that fastball. Didn't want to risk it again. Just every now and again, no. He managed to catch a break on a mistake. The 2-1. Misses outside, 3-1.
The on-deck hitter, Zach Little, is 1 for 2 tonight, so no bargains putting Brown on base.
Little, a single in the second, and grounded into a double play his last time up, so you may be able to get him to do it a second time or just get it right here with Brown. And he grounds one to second. Mercado flips to short for one. The throw to first is in time, and there it is, the inning-ending double play. As Aragon gets out of the jam, we go into the bottom of the sixth. Pacers still up 6-0.
4-6-3. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left.
Flip the microphone.
And we are back. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pacers up 6-0. Marcus Johnson here once again on my own. Jose Bonilla will lead things off for the Pacers. Bonilla has been hit by a pitch his last 2 times out there. He swings at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. Only at bat he flew out in the first inning. And that pitch misses, blown away for a ball, 1-1. And a hopper right back to the mound. The throw to first is in time, catching the speedy Bonilla for the first out.
The first baseman, number 23, Luke Westerberg.
That'll bring up Luke Westerberg. Westerberg 0 for 3. Flew out in foul territory his last time up. First pitch is low for ball 1 to Westerberg. Another pitch low for a ball, 2-0. Another pitch low in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Pitch is high for ball 4. Westerberg walks on 4 straight pitches. And that'll put a runner on first with only 1 out. Enterprise coming up now. Reached on an error, walked, scored a run, tripled in 3 runs, and then came around to score on his own. Another productive evening from Mitchell Price. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on for number 1 at the plate. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Count now 2-1 to Price. Lets that off-speed pitch go by. Count even at 2-2. Pops that one up, shallow center field. And that one will be caught by Andrews for the second. It looked like a little bit of confusion out there, but Andrews came in and called everybody else off to make the catch for the second out.
The right fielder, number 34, Niall Goings.
Brings up Niall Goings, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI on a ground out his last time up. Pitch is low for ball 1. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Goings rips it just foul down the third base side. Another 2 inches further, and it would have been a fair ball. But he'll dig in with a 1-2 count now and try to repeat the actions with just a little different effect. Low and away for a ball, 2-2. Fouled off by Niall Goings. Count stays right where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Pacers up 6-0 with Niall Goings at the plate. Luke Westerberg over on first. 2-2 pitch. Just missing low and away. A dangerous pitch to lay off of, but Goings gets the benefit of the call, and it's a full count. Low and away, and Niall Goings will draw the 2-out walk. Runners on first and second now. That'll bring up Brian Pereira.
Pitcher number 32, Brian Pereira.
Pereira 0 for 3, but he grounded out and scored a run out of that, or drove in a run, I should say. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound, possible pitching change coming up. And that's what we have, a pitching change coming up for the Bulldogs. So we're going to take a short break. 2 outs, 2 on, bottom of the 6th. Pacers up 6-0. So the new pitcher out on the mound for the Bulldogs is Alan Smith. Smith has only had 7 appearances on the year and 3 innings pitched overall. 0-1 record with a even 12.0 ERA, but again, only 3 innings pitched, so not a lot to go off of. A .385 opponent batting average. He inherits 2 runners on first and second with Brian Pereira up at the plate, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, Pereira 0 for 3, but he grounded out to drive in a run back in the third inning. So a little production on offense. We'll see what he does here. First pitch. Nice looking pitch there. Slider that caught the corner of the plate for a strike. However, Lewian, I can talk today, can't I? Goes out to talk to his new pitcher. Go over a few signs maybe. Maybe they're not right on the right page. Llewellyn. That's it. Llewellyn. There are just some names out there that no matter how much you try, you never get the hang of them. But as a broadcaster, you have to try. You have to try as hard as you can. So an 0-1 count to Brian Pereira. Another pitch missing low and away this time for a ball, 1-1. Curveball misses high, 2-1. And Pereira pops that one up, shallow right field. And that one will be caught by Mellett for the third out. Bases will leave a couple stranded, but we go into the top of the seventh with the Pacers up 6-0. And we return to action here in the top of the seventh inning. Pacers up by a score of 6-0 on the Wingate Bulldogs. The leadoff man, Zach Little, 1 for 2 with a single. Grounded into a double play his last time up. First pitch from Aragon, missed high and inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Got him to go after an off-speed pitch. 1-1. Another swing and a miss, chasing one outside. 1-2. Popped it up behind the plate, and it's going to go out of play. Right off the aluminum roof. And the count will stay at 1-2. Another foul ball out of play. Count staying at 1-2. Pitch low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Another pitch just missing the zone, full count. Popped it up. Right side foul territory. And it's going to go off the Bulldog dugout. Count staying right where it is at 3-2. And again, the 3-2 pitch. Just misses inside. Almost got the corner. But Little will have the leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Put a runner on first base for Micah Goodwin. And I forget that Llewellyn is actually in the bat now, as Goodwin was replaced by Llewellyn. Llewellyn with a .321 batting average, 6 home runs, and 27 RBIs. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Check throw over to first, not in time. Fouled off, 0-2. Another quick throw over to first from Aragon. Just trying to keep a little close to the bag. Misses outside, 1-2. That one hit into the gap in left center field. That one's going to be a base hit and go all the way to the wall and off the wall for extra bases. They're going to send the runner around third. It's going to be an RBI double for Llewellyn, and the Bulldogs are on the board. They now trail 6-1.
outfielder, number 41, Trent Wynn.
Brings up Trent Wynn. Lined out to Dalton Weeks over at third base. A nice defensive play to steal a base hit away from Wynn in his last time up. Runner on second base now. Nobody out. First pitch is in there for strike one. And a call of time here before the 0-1. Pitch just missing low for a ball, 1-1. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch got him to go around for it, 1-2. One-two is popped up. Right field, Goings chasing after it. It's going to go into foul territory, however. Goings put as much speed as he could into his legs, but he just couldn't reach it in time. Fortunately for him, it was a foul ball, so the count will stay at 1-2, and the runner will stay put at second. The 1-2 to win. Sent a mile in the air. Left side. Weeks has a read on it in foul territory and makes the catch for the first out. Brings up Austin Turgeon.
Austin Turgeon.
Turgeon, who was the starting pitcher today and also the DH, stays in as just the DH now. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Runner on second base with one out. 6-1 your score here in the top of the seventh. First pitch just misses low for ball one. Just on the outside corner for a call strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss, high fastball, got him to go for it, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch misses inside to even the count at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chasing one outside is Turgeon for the second out.
The shortstop, Reese Daniel.
Brings up Reese Daniel, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. First pitch falls into the zone for strike one. The 0-1, high and outside for a ball, 1-1. Misses low and inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And a call time before the 2-2 comes in. And the pitch from Aragon. Misses high for a ball. Three-two pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Pereira for the third and final out. Wingate scores 1 but leaves 1 stranded as we go into the 7th inning stretch. Pacers up 6-1. So we come out of the 7th inning stretch and into the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacers up by a score of 6-1 as John Banks will lead things off, and I am joined once again by Brent Hager, who now takes over the number 3 and 5 spots in the color commentator. I don't know what you want to call it. Lottery?
It's something I always win at.
Yeah, the South Carolina Education Lottery. Got an extra pitch in there, thanks to that. John Banks leads things off, facing off against Danny Dunning, the new pitcher. Dunning with an 8.38 ERA, a 1-0 record in 14 appearances. Has an opponent batting average of .352 on the year. Banks 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a run scored. Grounded out his last time up. And he lets the first pitch go by for strike 1. Pitch just missing the strike zone there. 1-1 to Banks.
It's good to have Banks back in the lineup tonight. And between tonight, tomorrow, and get ready for conference, it's going to be a big few at-bats for him.
He definitely has a good bat for the Pacers. And coming into the game, he was batting .353. That's going to go up a little bit. 5 home runs and 26 RBIs is good numbers. Pitch high and inside for a ball. So count 3-1 to Banks. Fouled off, full count.
It's kind of a low-key night here in the ballpark. You have a lot of recent graduates here in the crowd.
Yeah.
Maybe watching their last baseball game here ever.
Yeah, one of their last, if not the last. Banks, ground ball to short, picked up by Daniel. He fires to first, and the stretch by Brown gets their throw there in time for the first out.
A great throw.
Great throw, great stretch over there. So that will bring up Dalton Weeks. Weeks 0 for 2 with a walk. That also being a cold day, everybody seems to be more huddled up than out and about chatting with each other.
You see the people that are usually in the left field are huddled up underneath the bleachers also because it was raining earlier too, like a little bit drizzling. As Weeks takes the ball in there.
The 1-0. Hit in the air, shallow right field. But coming on and making the catch is Mason for the second out.
It's going to bring up Skylar Mercado. Coming in, he's 1 for 2 in the game.
Skylar Mercado.
Walked his last time up, and before that he singled and came around to score. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacers up 6-1 on the Wingate Bulldogs. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. Misses high for a ball, 2-0. Fouled off, 2-1.
Just wonder how many more of these Bulldog pitchers we'll see here tonight. A couple more in the bullpen warming up.
Probably 2 more, I'd say, at the very least. 1 for each inning. Oh, then again, they wouldn't unless the game gets tied.
But you never know. With them being already through their conference tournament, this is their last game of the season. So you just wonder if these are seniors over here trying to get one more batter they can face or another inning or so.
Fouled off by Mercado. Count now full at 3-2.
I think it's always been well coached, and I'm not just saying that because because I did go there, but Coach Nass was there when I was there. Great guy. They actually have a new president over there, Rhett Brown, who's been at the university for years. Great people over there. Little torn, right now, but it's good to see Wingate come over here and play hard tonight in cold weather.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristically cold. It feels like we're back at the beginning of the season. But a walk to Skylar Mercado puts a runner on first with 2 outs. And that brings up Tyler Ammerman. An RBI single, a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout are what he's managed tonight. Runner on first base with 2 outs.
Ammerman being a senior, what's your favorite Tyler Ammerman moment?
Oh, it's the Nova Southeastern.
Okay.
I mean, if anybody says otherwise, they're wrong.
Which was the play of the year?
Popped up in foul territory, first base side. And it's going to land out of play, I believe.
Those dugouts that are in our way.
Yeah, kind of hard to see through a brick wall, but catch was unable to be made. So it'll just be strike 1 to Tyler Ammerman.
And you wonder if he's a little slow to get it back up over there. Maybe
crashed into the
in
fencing
fence.
there, yeah, but maybe. Going full throttle for a foul ball like that.
Looked like trainer was over there helping him.
It seems like he's okay, though.
He's got to play hockey. He's tough.
It's a great sport. Yeah, I know you roll your eyes, but
I just will keep my mouth shut on that one.
all right.
I grew up in Florida where we didn't have hockey at that point.
I mean, you didn't have ice.
No, we had college football
Yes,
year
you
round.
did. Yes, you did. 0-1 the count to Tyler Ammerman. Mercado on first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. And foul tipped into the glove for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch misses outside for a ball. Count now 1-2.
I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, there's going to be another guest commentator here in the next inning.
That'll be number 6 on the day.
Kristen Cricket Lowry.
Catcher for USC Aiken softball. In the dirt for another ball. So count now even at 2-2.
She's already doing the throw to the dirt here.
And we do that up in the broadcast booth during softball games, and it's kind of carried over here into baseball.
And if you're not sure what we're talking about, click on one of the softball games and watch it, and that's something to really watch. We stole it from Newberry, but get kind of upset when other teams steal it from us.
We've made it our own.
Right. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Runner on first.
And that one grounded foul. Got actually 3-2 according to the umpire. Scoreboard's just a little behind.
Well, it's their next to last home game of the year, so can understand her being a little bit behind. Just got done with finals.
Very stressful time.
Scoreboard or finals? Both.
Either or.
Yeah.
'Cause the scoreboard's not at 100% either. Runner goes from first, and there's a line drive to short. It's bobbled a little bit. The throw to first, however, is in time. So they don't get the line out, but they get the throw out at first for the 3rd and final out. Top of the 8th inning coming up. Pacers still leading the Bulldogs 6-1. And welcome to the top of the 8th inning. Pacers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 6-1. Matthew Greco will be pinch hitting now for the Bulldogs in place of Ty Andrews. Marcus Johnson here, joined by the 6th color commentator of the day, Kristen Cricket Lowry of the softball team.
Yeah, I just found myself fixing my hair to talk to people that aren't going to see me. So that's super exciting.
I mean, there are people in the crowd that can see. You never know.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for strike one. 2-1 the count to Greco.
Oh, it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristically cold. It feels like we're back at the start of the season, even though we're right at the end of it.
Yeah.
Pitch inside corner for a strike, 2-2.
So are you excited for senior day?
Not really. I've already graduated. I'm done.
Oh, I'm talking about announcing it.
Pitch low and inside for a ball. I mean, maybe. You never know. So a full count to Greco. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing one high and outside for the strikeout and the first out of the 8th.
We're pretty talented in strikeouts here at USC Aiken baseball.
Yeah, with Riley, who started the game, who was a strikeout master, just tied Joey Benitez for the team lead with 115 strikeouts on the year.
That's insane.
It is indeed. It looks like the Pacers have gotten the pitching staff pretty much settled in for the tournament play as the first pitch goes in for strike one to McCann Mellett. 1 for 3 with a single his last time up and a pair of strikeouts.
Just so everybody knows, the catcher has to catch the strikeouts too. There's a big part of that.
Oh yeah, catchers play a huge part in the game. I mean, they're calling the pitches that they want thrown. They're framing them.
Hey, I mean, I'm back there.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's 115 strikeouts for them too, right there.
Oh yeah, they always with every perfect game they credit the pitcher and the catcher in them.
Yeah.
The 0-2 misses outside for a ball. I mean, people don't seem to realize just how crucial catchers are to the game. I mean, a lot of people think it's just, the pitcher's just throwing it however he wants to. Now, the catcher's telling him, this is what I want, this is when I want it, this is where I want it.
Yeah. I mean.
And a high fly ball foul territory is going to go out of play. Count stays at 1-2.
I mean, sometimes, them pitchers get the strikeouts, but it's because that framework back there is really good.
And just shifting that glove over just a half an inch over, and you just get it on the edge of the strike zone. The umpire's like, well, looks like a strike to me. That, however, does not look like a strike as it goes all the way to the backstop for ball 2, 2-2.
I tell you, though, being a pitcher is hard work.
Oh, I never pitched at a level like this, but from the limited experience that I got, I can tell it's tough both physically and mentally.
Well, you have to have a lot of endurance too to keep the speeds that you're throwing, and I would get way too tired.
The 2-2. Little bloop hop up, foul territory third base side. Dalton Weeks makes the catch for the second out.
Yeah, growing up, my dad asked me when I was 4. He said, "Kristen, what position do you want to play?" And I said, "Well, Dad, I want to catch." They get to sit down the whole game. I did not realize how much work was actually behind all that, but I'm glad I stuck with it.
Ground ball to short. The throw to first is in time, and that'll do it. A quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 8th. We are going to the bottom of the 8th. Pacers still up 6-1. We are back. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Jose Bonilla will lead things off. A few defensive changes. Little now out there in left field. Mason takes over for Andrews at center, and Greco stays in the game, taking over for Mason in right field. Defensive changes out there for the Bulldogs, as they've gone through pretty much their entire bench. But as we were saying, the catching position is just really brutal, really tough.
Yeah.
And you know that after catching a 12-inning game for softball. 12 innings in baseball is long enough, but only going 7 in softball, that's almost a second complete game.
Yeah, and then 8 right behind it. I slept really good that night. That's all I can say.
I imagine you put a few ice packs on your knees after that game.
No, I really, fortunately, knock on wood also, I've never really had any knee problems.
And a ground ball base hit into right field for Jose Bonilla to lead things off here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, you would think with me being as tall as I am, though, that would be a huge problem, but no, thank goodness.
And I know a lot of times after baseball games, I'll see a lot of times the visiting team will be going up to their bus, and they've got these bags of ice strapped to their legs as they're walking up the steps.
Now, shoulder, I'll put some ice on my shoulders just because I don't know, it's just, I like it. It makes me feel a lot better. Got to ice something at least. But not in these.
A 1-0 count now to Luke Westerberg. Westerberg 0 for 3 with a walk his last time up. And that hit from Bonilla was his first on the day, 1 for 3.
I think it is just super awesome how he can bat on both sides. I'm extremely jealous of that. But not only bat on both sides, but actually get a hit every now and then on both sides. I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, switch hitters.
For Jose.
Something that I never got a hold of. Bonilla takes off from first, and the ball is not handled properly by Llewellyn, and it'll be a stolen base for Jose Bonilla. Trying to catch back up to Mitchell Price. He's back within 2 again. One of these days, I'd like to see a foot race with Jose Bonilla, Mitchell Price, Brielle Jungblut, and Leah Bogosian. I think that would be very fun.
I think Brielle would win.
Yeah, I'd put money on that.
Oh, yeah. I think Brielle would get them all.
Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Westerberg.
She certainly is very fast. Leah is fast, too, but Leah and Brielle all season, they were partners, so when we had to, run against someone or do drills, we had to go with our own speed, and of course, I'm not up there in the speed category. I'm more towards the bottom.
Nobody really expects the catcher to be the fastest on the team, and for good reason.
Well, you would think with how long my legs are, I'd be fast, but they do not move like I want them to. But
I don't know. I'm about 6 feet tall, mostly legs myself, and I have no speed whatsoever on land.
No, and but they race against each other, and it's usually pretty close, but Brielle always ends up pulling ahead. You
got to record that and post it onto the Pacers Sports YouTube. I'm sure people would be interested to see that.
It is. It's very entertaining. We had one practice where we had conditioning afterwards, and we had to go in right field, and we had to get in 2 lines, split team up even, and then each person would sprint against each other. And the first time you go through, you go against who you're equivalent with, and if you won, you got to sit out. You were done. And if you lost, you had to keep going. Well, Brielle and Leah went first, and everyone like that, and I was, of course, near the end, and so by the time it was my turn, all the fast people had come back around.
Oh, no.
And so I was racing all of them. Needless to say, good thing Megan Thrower was the last one I had to race because I did beat her.
Call strike 3 on Mitchell Price as he goes down looking for the first out. So runners on first and second. Westerberg on first, Bonilla on second, and Niall Goings comes to the plate. 1 for 3 with a walk, an RBI, and a single. I'm pretty sure that you just had to worry about Megan Jean tripping over something, and she got the most likely to trip over her own 2 feet award at the banquet, I heard, this year.
Oh, yeah, well, Megan and I, we were walking down sidewalk, and, sidewalk is paved. It's very flat for a good reason, and the sidewalk kind of fell off if you walked off of it, of course, and all of a sudden, Megan just walks off the sidewalk and rolls her ankle. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. She's on the ground, and I'm like, where did you go?
You're trying to show concern, but at the same time not trying to burst out laughing.
Oh, no, I let it go. I was laughing. It was, oh, my gosh, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. She's just laying on the ground. Oh.
I'm just picturing it, and I'm cracking a smile now too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Megan Jean, if you're listening. Don't
awesome.
mean to poke fun at you, but
No, she is awesome.
the 0-2, and Goings goes around on a pitch that was way outside the zone for strike 3 and the second out.
I tell you, the outside pitch like that, that's right there on the line of the other's batter's box. It's the one that really gets you.
One thing I've noticed about Goings is a lot of times when he's got a chance to really break it out a game or something like that, or has a chance at scoring some runs, he gets a little over aggressive at the plate. He's settled down a little bit, but every now and again, like in this situation, it rears its ugly head. But
yeah,
he's still having a very successful season this year.
Well, I know when I get in the batter's box and first 2 strikes, I'm just straight. If I like it, I'm hacking, and after that, I'm trying to hit anything close because going down looking is my pet peeve. I cannot stand it. I did that twice this year. I thought I was going to flip a lid, but
Only twice. Only twice. That's not bad, actually.
That's not all my strikeouts. That's just going down looking.
Well, I mean, looking, but still, it means you're going after something.
Yeah.
You're at least making an effort.
I hate it. When I was younger, every time I would strike out looking, my dad, I'd be running for days.
A hopper back to the mound. It's bobbled, but fielded actually pretty nicely by Alex Rodriguez, the new pitcher, who gets the force out over at first to get Brian Pereira to end the inning. Pacers leave a couple stranded as we go into the top of the 9th. They're trying to close this game out, leading 6-1. And we are back, top of the 9th inning. Jimmy Lynch comes out of the Pacer bullpen to try to close this game out as they lead 6-1 on the Bulldogs. Bradley Brown will lead off, 1 for 3 with a single.
Ooh, a strike. Very nice.
Yeah, swing and a miss there for strike 1. Lynch comes into the game with a 7.02 ERA, a 2-2 record in 6 starts, 13 appearances, and has an opponent batting average just a hair under 300 at 298. The 0-1 brushing the corner. 0-2.
I love those. Right on the edge. Good pitches.
I hate those because I love those as a batter. I hate those as a pitcher because that's where I tended to get punished and also where I tended to smash the pitch. But the count out 1-2 as that pitch missed just a little bit too far outside. Swing and a miss. Pitch got inside. Padilla, the new catcher, fires it down to first to get the out for the first out.
Yep, old Padilla back there. He is super funny. He is.
I'll take your word for it.
He makes me laugh. You know how they all dyed their hair and everything? Well, he dyed the top part of his hair, and he grew it out pretty long, and we were all hanging out one night, and he said, "Kristen, can you French braid my hair?" And I said, "Sure." I French braided it, and he wore it to the game the next day.
And my respect for Charlie Padilla has just plummeted to the basement. No, I'm joking, but still. Zach Little up to bat, 0-1 count. Has 1 for 1 on the day with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Count even at 1-1 now. Ooh, a good pitch there, brushing the corner for another strike, 1-2. Another one of those pitches that you like?
Yeah.
So any scouts that are listening to this for softball, they're going to be saying, okay, whenever Lowry's behind the plate, they're going to be pitching him outside.
Oh, man. We inter squad a lot for softball, and me and Sydney Kate, our other catcher, we have to call pitches when we inter squad on each other, and our team hates it because we just call them way out or way in, or if it's right across your knees, we're calling it, and they do not like that. Right across the numbers of your chest, we're calling it. They do not like us very much when we have the inter squad.
Well, as long as you're consistent. If you're inconsistent with your calls, then you got a problem. But if your strike zone is right on the money, like that one was there, pitch right there for strike 3, and down looking goes Zach Little for the second out.
Yep, there's that pet peeve again. I tell you.
As our SID said, he only struck out 13 times, so that's not too bad on the year.
No, not too terrible there. I'd like to cut that down to about 0, but, 13's not too bad. It's a great number. It's my favorite number.
It's an unlucky number, though.
Absolutely not.
If you ask some people.
No, that's the day my dad was born. He was born February 13th, so I've always worn that number.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
For some people, it's a lucky one. For me, it has not been. My lucky number's been 3, and it will always be 3. Swing and a miss there from Llewellyn. Count even at 1-1. Llewellyn had an RBI double when he came in to pinch hit for Goodwin. And he is represents the last hope for the Bulldogs. Pitch misses outside for a ball, 2-1.
I tell you, if my dad was here and that was his kid right there, he'd be like, "All right, son, don't be the shake hands, man." That's what he tells me every time I go up. If it's the bottom of the 7th, this is the last one right here. Don't be the shake hands, man, Crick.
Swing and a miss for a strike. And the count even at 2-2. Only once have I been the last out, and that was in a playoff game. Struck out. I remember that. Not the time you want to be the last out, but hey, it happens.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we were getting beat pretty soundly. So.
Oh, well, it's not as bad then.
And a swing and a miss there from Llewellyn, and that will do it. Lynch closes it out by striking out the side, and the Pacers beat the Bulldogs by a score of 6-1. The winning pitcher, Connor Riley, and player of the game has to be Mitchell Price with that 3 RBI triple. But that will do it here from Roberto Hernandez Stadium. I'm Marcus Johnson, and for Kristen Lowry and the plethora of color commentators.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, and have a good one.